Hi, Crosby High School, class of 2024. This is Miss Blanchett, counselor. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the counseling department here at Crosby High School. One place that you can find us is on our district website. If you notice up here, you go to crosbyisd.org. You're going to select the schools and then Crosby High School. This takes you to our high school website. There's a few resources under this tab, but where you can locate all of your counselors is under this tab where the star is, Counseling, College, and Career. Let's take a look. This is our main Crosby High School Counseling Department page. And anytime you need to contact any counselor, you can use this contact form. If you're in a mental health crisis, obviously you want to call 911, or you can use some of these hotlines that are located here. Down at the bottom, it shows a list of all of the counselors here at the high school and how we are broken up by alphabet. If your last name is Lou through Reyes, you'll have Miss Cato. Those of you with the last names of F through LEV, you'll have me, Miss Blanchett. As you move into 10th through 12th grade, if you choose to take dual credit courses, you'll have Miss Hoy. Miss Leos has the end of the alphabet, and down here Miss Zamputo has the beginning of the alphabet, letters A through E. Mr. Stice is our campus registrar, and he's the person you would go to get your VOE if you're ready to get your driver's license or learner's permit, or maybe even your transcript, or maybe some of your academic records. As you scroll back up to the top, each of the counselors has a separate web page. Let's take a look at mine. I like to tell my students where I'm located, so since it's during the summer, I've been open, I have resources available, my contact information, and then each of us has a Remind account. Let's get back to Fish Camp. Just a reminder, so you can see it, A through E has Miss Zambuto, and she's located upstairs in White House 2. I'm downstairs in Red House 1. Miss Baines Cato is in Red House 1. Miss Leos is in White House 2. And Miss Hoy is upstairs in the Next Level Center. Couple of resources if you need some assistance. Let's talk about attendance. In middle school, attendance was important as well, but keep in mind you've moved on to high school. You must be in class 90% of the semester in order to receive credit for the class. That's going to look a little different this school year since we're all starting remote. There will be an attendance component each day for remote learning. Absences are totaled in each class period. If you miss too many days in a class, but you still pass, you will not receive credit for the course. And remember, you need credits to graduate. Students with excessive absences may have to go to court. And remember, missing school equals missing assignments, equals zeros, equals failing grades, equals no graduation. So let's start off on the right foot. Speaking of graduation, it'll be here before you know it. In the state of Texas, you'll need 26 credits to graduate. I know your middle school counselors went over your graduation plans with you before you came to the high school. At the high school, we have 7 credits each year because you take 7 classes. Here's an example of how you earn those credits. In the fall semester, you'll take English 1A, and if you pass, you'll get a half credit in the fall. In the spring, you'll finish up with English 1B, and if you pass that class, you'll get another half credit, and you'll get an entire full credit for English 1. This is the hot topic, grade point average, or GPA. So college and employers look at this. Each semester grade in a course gives you points towards your GPA. Low grades make a low GPA. Just keep in mind it's harder to bring a GPA up than it is for it to go down. Your freshman year is where your GPA starts. Specific GPA requirements are at certain colleges and help students earn scholarships. I'm going to give you a couple of examples of how to keep track. Skyward automatically calculates this for you, but it's important for you to know which classes count towards your GPA. Remember, all classes count towards graduation, but the GPA, only certain classes are averaged. In the Academic Planning Guide on the website, here's a list of everything that is included for your GPA. English, math, science, social studies, economics when you're a senior, languages other than English, the dual credit classes in the core area, and as you get a little bit older, if you take Bible and its influence, that's an elective in the social studies department, or AP European history, those are the only classes that are included in your GPA and rank. There are several things that are not included. Many of your elective credits are not included. If you take an online class, if you have to make up a class in summer school, those are some of the things that are not calculated. Let's take a look. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer to show you the grade and how many points are assigned to it. So I've just blown it up a little bit, and you'll notice that if you were in, let's say, English 1, and at the end of first semester you make a 90, you will receive 3 credit points. But your friend who took Pre-AP English 1 for the same grade is going to get 4 points for their GPA. I'm going to show you a student transcript and the calculation that goes into it. This is what a sample transcript looks like. At the top, you will see end of course. Those are your STAR exams. English 1, English 2, Biology, Algebra 1, and U.S. History are the 5 end of course exams that you need to graduate from high school. This particular student just finished their 9th grade year. Take a look at their grades. This asterisk indicates this student, although they passed the class, did not receive any credit because of attendance. Second semester, the student did not earn any credits because they did not pass the class. So when you look over on the right-hand side, this 73 was only given 0 points because there were no credits assigned. When we go back to this chart, this is where we find the information to input the grade points. So I simply took the grades, so a 70 in a regular class only receives 1 point. An 86 in a on-level class is 2.6 points. Anything below, nothing. A 79 on a regular biology class is a 1.9. So forth and so on. You take all of these, and in this particular student's case, there's 8.5 credits that we are going to, there are 10 credits that we are going to divide by. And so unfortunately, this student's GPA is only 0.85. The student earned, if you look down here, 5.5 credits at the end of their freshman year. And remember, they could have earned 7. Let's look at sample 2. This student is a senior, and this student has taken a lot of advanced classes. But when we go back to this, you'll notice that the honors classes are for pre-AP class, and advanced are for students that take AP, which is usually junior senior year, or dual credit classes. Let's take a look at student number 2. This student has already passed 4 out of the 5 EOC tests. This student has all A's. The Q next to a student's course indicates pre-AP, and the P indicates AP. So I took all of the calculations according to that GPA points, listed them all together, divided by the 30 courses that were listed, and this student has earned a 4.67. This student has 23.5 credits. Any credit that was taken at the high school, any class that was taken at middle school for high school credit that would be calculated. For example, this student took Spanish 1 in middle school for high school credit. The J indicates middle school. Is not calculated into your GPA, even though languages other than English are. Same thing for this student's Algebra 1. So you'll notice over here, those classes were not included in the GPA calculation. And sample number 3, this student just finished their 10th grade year, and I simply took each class that is relevant for the GPA, added it into my chart over here, filled in the appropriate GPA points, divided by the number of these classes here, and this student has a 1.94. If you have any questions about your GPA at the end of your 9th grade year, please come see one of your counselors and we're happy to help. Let's talk about schedules. Remember, you're going to have 7 classes this school year: English, Math, Science, Social Studies, and 3 electives. When you chose your classes during the spring through the Google form, you were more than likely going to be one of your electives will be a language other than English, so you either chose Spanish or American Sign Language. Then you had an opportunity to choose 2 more classes. Remember, you need 1 year of a fine art, 1 year of a PE, and a semester of a speech. Once you receive your schedule, the only schedule changes that are allowed are the following: if there's a scheduling error, if you've previously passed the course, or if you've already been scheduled into a class that's out of sequence. For example, your schedule may say Spanish 2, but you've never had Spanish 1. Maybe you're missing an entire class period. That would be an allowable schedule change. Or if you're wanting to make a level change. You can add pre-AP, AP classes at any time. However, if you are in a pre-AP or AP class, you may only drop to level before the first day of school, or at the first 3 weeks, the end of the first 9 weeks, or at the semester. Unapproved schedule changes. You want a teacher change, requesting a different lunch. Student is failing and afraid that you will not graduate. Student does not need the credit. Student is no longer interested in the subject, or courses were added to fulfill a CTE pathway completion based on a survey that you completed in 8th grade. Lastly, let me tell you a few tips for 9th grade students. Remember to keep calm and love 9th grade. This is going to be an unprecedented school year for all of us. Think about how you're going to manage your time. How are you going to identify and utilize efficient study methods that work for you? Since we're all starting remotely, I would encourage you to set timers on your phones, MacBooks, iPads, whatever you have, to make sure that you're staying on track of all of your assignments. Maintain and monitor your grades and GPA. You want to make sure that you're regularly checking your grades in Skyward. And then lastly, try to join some school organizations. Get involved. Being remote is difficult, but you can always join in to a club or organization that meets virtually until we're able to meet face-to-face. We are so excited to have you at Crosby High School, and we look forward to meeting you.